YouTube. Check us out. Shit, you know what? If y'all don't got the Facebook, go ahead and check us out on YouTube. We got a page going on over there. And just look us up. The Home Invasion Show. Like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from y'all, especially when it comes to topics like this one right here. Everybody heard this. Everybody's talking about this, but I want to give my opinion on it. James Gunn being fired, you know, getting fired for his offensive ass tweets. You know, this dude just went in. Honestly speaking, man, it's crazy. You know, number one, I want to say this. You know, first and foremost, I want to say this. You know, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Big fan of James Gunn's work when it comes to like the Guardians movies. And shit, he had that Belko experiment movie. You know, he was about to do it, but he passed on it. But it still had his script or something like that. Either way, he had his hands on it. Somehow, some way, he had his hands on it. And I actually like that movie too. You know? And given what he said on Twitter, you know, I hate it so much. I really do. But you got to call it out for what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you following me on Twitter, you'd see, you know, I put up some tweets myself too. And I'm like, man, like, if you think you a comedian, because this dude was saying some like pedophilic jokes. You know, this guy was saying some like child rape jokes. You know what I mean? Raping jokes and shit like that. And I'm like, man, honestly speaking, for real, if you think you a comedian like that, if you think you funny like that, go ahead and do some stand-up comedy. Do some stand-up comedy. If you think the tweets that you sending out, they funny, they making people laugh, you brave enough, do some stand-up comedy. Do the same material, you know, in a live audience, you know. And one of the hardest audiences to ever do anything with is stand-up comedy. Because goddamn, if you whack, you whack. They will call you out. They will let you know that you whack as hell and get you off stage like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like, you know, you're funny, go ahead and do some stand-up comedy. If you don't get the same result that you think you're getting online, stop your shit. It's not funny. It really isn't funny at all. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, goddamn, how can you do that? How can you fall for that trap? You know? Granted, these tweets were like from 2007, 2008, you know, but at the end of the day, man, once again, I put up on Twitter, I'm like, man, because I slept on it and I thought about it, you know, a couple of days later and shit like that. And I told myself, man, I'm like, child molestation, child rape, and pedophilia, that shit is never funny. That shit isn't funny. It never was funny. It never will be funny. You know what I'm saying? So for you to go ahead and, it's taste, you know what I mean? Like, it's distasteful, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. Now, this guy was going ahead and deleting so much of his tweets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the exact number. I know it's in the thousands. You know what I mean? And he went ahead and deleted all that shit. And to me, it's like, man, you gotta be held accountable for what you say. You know what I mean? When I'm in face-to-face, in person with somebody, I gotta be held accountable for what I say. You know? So I'm not gonna sit there and say something and then walk off and be like, you know what I said was a mistake. Sometimes I say that, but then again, you know, you're never gonna catch me say some stupid ass shit that I know I'm not gonna stand behind. To me, when it comes to me, everything that I say in person, everything that I put out on Twitter, I stand by it. You know what I mean? I stand behind it. And I always tell myself, you know what? This is what it is. You know, you're gonna be held accountable for what you're gonna say. So make sure what you all gonna say, you 100% behind it. You know, you're gonna back it up. You're gonna defend it. You know? Now, I wanted to check and see myself, because I was on Twitter for like what? Let me see. I'll let you know the exact date. Okay? Hold on, because I went all the way down. I was trying to check this shit out. There was a better way to actually see all the tweets that you said from like day one. But I couldn't really do it. But check it out. I'll let you know exactly when I started Twitter, and I'll let you know what kind of person, what kind of mindset I was in back in them times. You know, I find it intriguing myself. So 2011, I was still in college, man. I remember I actually started off the Twitter because of college, you know, because of the radio program and all this. Because honestly speaking, I never was feeling Twitter. I never really was feeling all that. I thought Facebook was what it was, you know. So with that mindset, college, I'm pretty sure I kept it strictly college. You know, I kept it strictly radio and a little bit of my personality here and there, you know. I will give y'all an update because I'm going to go home and try to get the archive because I'm curious myself. I want to see what my very first tweet was and just kind of, skim through up, and see what's what and go from there, Because again, man, firm believer, you got to be held accountable for what you say, Now, because Disney fired James Gunn, it caused a shitstorm, in Hollywood. A lot of people were coming out in support. A lot of people were, damning him, talking about, good on Disney for doing it. But it just left a big vacuum. In my opinion, if you're going to be firing James Gunn, and I'm not saying he don't deserve to be fired, because, you know what I mean? Like, again, man, them jokes that he said, they weren't funny at all. I wasn't really feeling them, and I'm old school myself, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up on the original Kings of Comedy, I grew up on Bernie Mac, I grew up on Cedric the Entertainer, shit, D.L. Hughley, I grew up on him, and I'm loving them comedies, you know what I mean? They were funny, Dave Chappelle, not a king of comedy, but he was funny. Chris Rock, not a king of comedy, but he was funny. If them dudes were to say the same shit that James Gunn said, I would have said the same thing. I would have been like, yo, this shit's distasteful. You know what I mean? This shit was whack. Again, it's never funny. When it comes to like child rape, molestation, all that nonsense, that shit's not funny at all. I don't know. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me and be like, yo, free speech and whatever. And when it comes to comedy, you can joke about whatever. And I agree, I guess, to a certain extent I agree, right? But again, you got to be held accountable for what you're going to say. Whether it be a joke or not a joke, you got to be held accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be saying some shit, from back in the days, you got to stand up and say, yo, this is what it is, That's what's up. Now, in terms of what he said, I'll let you know. This is his response, all right? So, many people who have followed my career know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I have discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. I get it. I get it. Right? And good on him. Good on him for, pretty much growing up being mature about it. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, like that shit really wasn't funny anyway. That shit was not funny. So, again, you got to be held accountable. The key word here is you got to be held accountable for what you say. All right. Now, of all the people that came out, Roseanne, whack-ass Roseanne, coming out and talking about, I find it disgusting that people are supporting James Gunn and defending him, even though he said what he said. And when I said my joke, people were blacklisting me. It's like, dog, y'all in this shit house, hell got many levels, and both of y'all in hell, except y'all in different levels. You know what I'm saying? If he's down in the deep, he's in the pits for saying what he said, you just a notch above. You know what I'm saying? So, if we gonna get at James Gunn, we gotta get at you. You know what I mean? So both of y'all are whack as hell anyway, That's what I'm saying. Especially what she said too. I got a daughter and she half Caribbean and half Arab. So when she said that stupid ass shit that she said, I took it personal. I took offense to it heavy. You know what I'm saying? So that's just inexcusable. And of all the people, you know what I mean? Roseanne gotta go anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy what happened to Roseanne. Right? Okay. Now, let's keep it at Disney, right? Because a lot of people, fans of the Star Wars universe, and voice their concerns and opinions about how whack these new Star Wars movies are. And them people, the directors and all that shit, they were lashing out. They were lashing out, calling them names, and pretty much harassing them because they were harassing them back, quote unquote, whatever you want to believe, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But to me, Ryan Johnson, right now, he's been spotted. He was deleting 20,000 of his tweets, right? So a lot of people are like, hold on a second. If he's deleting all these tweets, is he actually deleting all the abuse, all the name calling, all the heckling that he gave, all the people that said, you know what, that movie was whack? I wasn't really feeling that movie. I mean, a lot of people were subdued with it and like, you know what, I really wasn't feeling that movie. And he would come out and call them names. Being very unprofessional when it come with it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, all right, Disney, if you're going to hold this guy to his words, you got to hold everybody else to their words too. And I know a lot of people in Hollywood right now are probably going through the Twitter and deleting their archives and shit like that, Anything offensive, anything that they said back in the days that isn't really, seen as passable in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, they got to be held accountable for their shit too. And if you're going to be getting at James Gunn, y'all got to get at Bryan Singer. Brian Singer, you can go ahead and check it out, man. That dude's been sued so many times for pedophilia, for rape. You know, this dude joked about it. That dude was living it. You know, Brian Singer was living that shit. What's happening? You know, and it's crazy. Because who was it? Corey Feldman, I believe. He came out and said, y'all really don't know what's going on in Hollywood. You really don't know. In terms of like children and the abuse that they having and all this nonsense, man. It's crazy. Hollywood itself is getting shook up. You know, and pretty soon we're going to be seeing all these stories, man. All these sick, disgusting, depraved stories from all them people from the higher up. You know what I mean? I want to say shout out to the Me Too movement. Everybody out in the Me Too movement that is legitimate with their claims and all that shit. You know what I mean? Much love to y'all for exposing everybody that deserve to be exposed. You know? And that's that. And everybody else that's coming out talking about abuse, talking about this and talking about that, exposing people, shining some light. And again, legitimate. And that's the key word here. Legitimate. Much love to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is, I don't know, man. You know? I don't know. I don't know if y'all seen that Quincy Jones interview, you know, where he just pretty much went in. Right? When I read that interview, you know, he was talking a lot of shit, exposing people by name, calling them out, straight up. I thought one or two things, you know? Either this dude got some crazy ass news where it's like, you know what, you got this or that, and you have a set amount of months to live. So he said, you know what? I'm not dying with this shit on my chest. I'm letting it all out. Right? Either that, or he pretty much lost his mind and he snapped. You know, and again, truth. Speaking that truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It really is. I'll let you know. I'll get back to y'all. I'm going to do some homework, you know, and try to get my Twitter archive. Because again, I'm curious. I want to see what's what. And, you know, I'll go through all of it since 2011 all the way up. I'll let y'all know if there was anything offensive or whatever that I said. And I'm like, you know what? Because, you know, I like to give people the benefit of a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's pretty hard to give somebody the benefit of a doubt when they say some stupid ass shit like that. You know, it's hard to defend a racist. It's hard to defend somebody that's, you know, laughing at other people's pains when it comes to disease. Because even then, man, this guy right here, shit, he got some tweets right here. What is it? I like it when kids touch my silly place. That's just not funny. I saw that. I'm like, man, that's not funny. That's stupid. That's dumb. You know? What the hell are you talking about? Right? And he was talking about, you know, he had a joke. He's like, yo, if happiness is the key to a longer life, you know, this, I'm not really saying, you know, in exact, but pretty much what he's saying, if happiness is the key to a longer life, this is why I'm laughing at people suffer from AIDS. And I'm like, damn, that's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, you know? I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. You know, do you agree with him being fired? Do you agree with what I said? You know, let me know in the comment section below, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on the YouTube. Let me know down below what y'all think. Give me the 411. I'd love to hear what y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying? And anybody tuned in right now that want to hit me up directly, man, you can find me at Livin Large 187. That's at LIVIN Large 187 on the Twitter. And we can get the convo going. You know? But if you're coming at me at the jugular, I'm not going to lie to you, man. And I will say here, live on the video, on the air, if you're coming at me straight from the jugular talking about this and that, insulting my intelligence or whatever, you know, straight up, y'all are getting blocked anyway. I got no time for that. Not even going to bother reading that shit, you know, or responding to it. Straight up blocked, you know? And anybody that want to get at me through the YouTube, in the comment section, harassing or whatever the hell, dog, y'all already clicked the video. All I wanted was a view. That's all I wanted, you know? So that comment gonna get deleted, not responded, none of that shit. All I wanted was a view, and thank you for giving me that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's that. James Gunn, man. James Gunn. I don't know what to say. Taking it back to my Twitter, one last thing, man. Irony. The irony here is a guy named Gunn got fired. I thought that shit was funny. You know what I'm saying? That joke is funny. You know, none of this nonsense about touching kids in silly places or whatever. That's just not funny, man. That's just stupid as hell. You know? But that's it. That's all. Once again, give us that like, you know, subscribe, comment, Facebook, give us that like, again, comment, all that shit. I'd love to hear from y'all. Because that's what it is. You know, we all about free speech. And, you know, unless it's stupid as hell, we're not gonna acknowledge it. You know, you want to talk that nonsense, we're not acknowledging it. You know what I mean? And that's it. Hey, free speech. We got freedom of choice and expression, man. We don't gotta acknowledge that shit. You know what I'm saying? But goddamn, I will say this live on the air though. We got a crazy show coming at you. It's a triple threat. This Saturday at the 27 Club, we got Missing Links performing, OGs. We got Freddie Prinze performing, OG. And we got Bucket Nice performing, OG. They all releasing their albums. It's an album release party happening this Saturday actually at the 27 Club. Once again, that's 27 York Street for everybody in Ottawa tuned in like that, you know. And, you know, doors open at 9 o'clock, and it's $10 at the door. Let them know Livin Large sent y'all. I'm going to try my best to be there. And if I can't be there, go ahead and support your local heroes. Show them love, because they deserve it just as much as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. That's all. We're going back to the tunes. Shit, the time now is about to be 5:20 in a couple minutes. So we're going to hit it real quick with the tunes. What we got? Shit, we taking it all the way down to Long Beach. We got Folsom with Bo Rock of the Dove Shack coming at you, letting y'all know what it feel like to be under the sun, the California sun, right here on the Home and Base Show. Check it out. The track is hot. Y'all already know what it is, baby. Hey! I don't know if I'm going to get shut down for this, but I'm going to take a chance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Once again, let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? James Gunn, y'all support the firing. Do you not? And let me know why. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that up. Comment in the section below. Like the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. And once again, give us that Nike check right on the Facebook. Because that's love. You know what I'm saying? Livin Large out. Catch us next week. We will be on. Always, always, always. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourselves and each other like Jerry Springer say, baby.